The shenanigans will start no later than when I appear on the screen. You know what's an 8 letter word? And it essentially means to live in a fantasy inside of your own skull that's self made, self contrived, and self perpetuated. Delusion. That's what. And as far as all of those, of us that are normal, regular, sane people, well, okay, applying sane to me may or may not be applicable, but I'm close enough, I think. But there is a giant minority of us who are absolutely insane. And absolutely are, in every way, shape, and form, delusional. In fact, they basically make it an art form. They believe reality is subjective, and if you just think hard enough, you can change the shape of reality, nature, and existence itself. And they are their own self declared gods above others because, according to themselves, they are incredibly powerful, great, and are morally and ethically good no matter what they do. Even if they believe in doing things even worse than the real biblical God does. All of that to say, there's a lot of us that know a thing or two about delusion. So this is one of the recommendations from the Discord. Thank you very much, Code Batteries. I'll just call you UCB. Or actually, no, I'll just say Code. From Code on the Discord. Welcome to the Discord. Hope you enjoy your nice chillax day because we're very chill here. Unless you're a communist, then we campaign against you and drive you out. Delusion by Liliac. I was told the other day it's Liliac, not Lilac. It's Liliac. I was like, that's a bit of a brain blender to look at. I see it. I see Lilac, not Liliac. Well, anyway, from the Discord. By the way, link in the description box down below. This is where you can send requests to me directly. This is the request channel I'm showing you right now, and they've been loading me up recently, including the newest ones, including this one, of course. There's a meme channel. I don't know what that is. And here's the brigade assembly area where you can chat with everybody, talk to everybody, and you can also at the same time directly engage with me and get guaranteed notifications when I do anything or everything. That being said, enough shilling. Let's check this out. I like Liliac. Let's see what they got. Let's go.
Let's break the ice and talk about delusion. World's going cold, yet the sun is getting warmer. Rich live lavishly while children of some seek religion. What a shame, what kind of a world we live in.
Is that her? Wait, I gotta listen to all that all over again. Is that her? Oh shit! Holy damn! Well, okay, she kind of cooked me there for a second. Let's listen again. I have to adjust to this. I don't know why, but when I hear the, I forgot what they're called. I've forgotten most of my instruments now. Some wannabe musician I was. But when I hear that da 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 dong 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 da 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 da, I feel like I want to start doing some kempo, some kempo or some kind of Chinese martial art. That's what it feels like. I swear to God, I don't know. It's a great time. It's a great time. Oh shit! I'm beating up on my microphone. It's done nothing to me, except be kind of ungainly and awkward. But that's no excuse for abuse. All right, let's go.
Let's break the ice and talk about delusion. World's going cold, yet the sun is getting warmer. Rich live lavishly while children of some seek religion. What a shame, what kind of a world we live in? Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. What a shame, what kind of a world do we live?
Dude, Bub, Bub. That's hard. That's hard. Holy shit. That's hard. Damn, she doesn't sound the same. Well, she's probably grown up since I last looked at a video of Liliac's. I haven't gotten any more recommendations from them, by the way. So more people should send me recommendations for Liliac. The more people recommend stuff, the more I tend to do it. So there's that. Link in the description box down below. Join the Discord. Put it in the YouTube request channel. And I'll get to it. That being said, it's the same girl? Holy shit! Damn, someone said the last one was like 6 years old. Fuck. I probably have a lot of catching up to do. Well, anyway, let's continue.
I know you can see it. What kind of a God you believe in? Animals, they're dying from pollution, losing jobs, so they take away our babies. Why can't we get along? Friends becoming enemies. Pain for fame. Will there ever be any solution? Oh no, you can feel it too.
Okay, I gotta stop it for a minute and maybe say some words. I wanna get sucked into it so badly. I wanna just be like, oh. That being said, a lot of this is facts, right? But I am disappointed in just one thing. They're looking at this the wrong way. They're unless that's on purpose. Maybe it's a business thing. Maybe they're doing what's going to be. Maybe they're slopping it up to a certain degree. And what I mean by that is like, where you make things to where it appeals to the greater amount of people on the average. You dumb it down. You are basically appealing to the lowest common denominator, which is the majority of the population. I mean, it makes sense to do that because that's how you get all the money and everything. It's just a business thing, right? But at the same time, they're looking at this all wrong. They're like, "Oh my god, like the global warming and the climatings and environmentalism and why?" They're looking at it all wrong. They're looking at it from the point of view of the actual, they call themselves environmentalists. They call themselves eco-friendly. They call themselves the savers of the planet. And they're the green thumbs. And Greenpeace, terrorism, and blah, blah, blah. And Palestine, and Gaza. Those people. It's unfortunate that they are going at it, in this song, which I do appreciate. But they're going at the message from the perspective of the people who have done the absolute most to screw everything up. These people, when they do marches, leave trash and garbage everywhere. They don't clean up after themselves. Greenpeace is a literal terrorist organization. They've set shit on fire. They've attacked government buildings. They're terrorists. They're not real activists either. And even activism is a nasty word now. Because back in the day, you know what environmental activism for real environmentalists was? Go plant some trees. We'd do like school field trips where we went out to the outskirts or somewhere on someone's property or whatever, or in our own backyards or something. And, well, not my own backyard because I didn't have much of a backyard growing up in the urban evil hellhole I did. But, in someone else's, if they had a yard, plant trees, plant plants, put grass down, till the soil, you know? Go to the freaking go to the northern redwood forest and, help out with freaking fire prevention, which part of it is cleaning and raking the forest, right? Removing deadfalls and all that shit. Or, being nearby when they used to do controlled burns. And now most of California has been burned because they stopped doing all of that shit. Because they're evil scumbags. That's what they are. Those leftist goddamn scum. I hate every single one. That being said, that's the one thing I'm disappointed about in this video. That's all. They're coming at it from the perspective of these evil scum who say these things, but they do nothing about it. In fact, they do everything they can in reverse, right? Like I said, they have marches, they leave trash everywhere, and they pollute more than everybody else. They are absolute hypocrites, and I hate every single one of them. Right? So that's why, that's the only thing that disappoints me here, is that they're coming at the message from the perspective of these evil scum that have scammed and defrauded and freaking tried to destroy everything because they are the ones who want to be the rulers and they're the ones who want to be God. So I'll leave it at that. But besides that, banger freaking video. I swear to God, it's good music. What can I say?
We are dying. Wake up now, the world is falling. I know you can see it. What kind of a God you believe in? Let's break the ice and come to a conclusion. Mothers cry while they're searching for a baby. Why can't we break the mold and make a new reality where love is strong? That's a kind of love we need.
Why can't we do that? I'll answer the question. I'll answer the question very shortly and succinctly. Because those who pretend to be the most about it, right, having a solution, are making up the problem for which the solution is needed. You see, pre 2000s, we were actually on an upward trajectory for everything. We were on an upward trajectory for a long time, despite economic difficulties, despite, urban difficulties. Need to stop sneezing. I grew up freaking in California, goddamn hellhole. Despite all of that, despite all the humanity problems, at least Western civilization was moving up. We were on track so optimistically. We thought that by the year 2001, we'd have space flights into space, or commercial space flights. We were so, like, everything was going up so far. Racism, down, right? Freaking antipathy down, apathy down, right? Comprehension and everything else was going up, according to some of the lines. Now I kind of question it, right? But conflict down. So much stuff was looking up because we were all working towards the same goal back then, unknowing to the subversives in our midst, which were all leftists. Leftism does nothing good, it accomplishes nothing good, and it pretends like its aim is good and true. But its intentions are what happened in the Soviet Union and the communist China. That's what they want. Despite all of that, though, because they were still active back then, just not as big and loud and proud as they are now. Not as many. Despite all of that, everything was steadily going in a forward direction. And then mid 2000s to now, those very same people who pretend to want the same solution, who pretend to want a utopia, who pretend to want humanity and what's best for all, are the same ones who create all of the problems for which they profess to be fighting against. That's as long and short as I could possibly make it. And I will add one thing, right? Not to try to blackpill everybody. Man, I'm happy you recommended this to me because this elicited a lot from me that doesn't usually speak out or doesn't usually spike this way. You can tell it's good because it got me doing stuff. But I'll add this to it. I have a saying, people gonna people. And I hate people, but I like people. Well, that, dichotomy, that binary, that's reflected in everything, comes from humanity. Good and evil. Forwards or backwards. When you go right on the number line, everything's more positive, isn't it? Works the same way with ideologies and the right versus left. People say they're two wings of the same bird. Well, one wing is refusing to work. That's the left wing. It's seizing itself up to spite the body, which is everyone else. But at least the right wing is flapping and trying to keep us airborne. But the deciding factor in between that is humanity itself. Individuals have more power than they realize. So that being said, what makes us human? What it is that our existence is basically pinned upon is this experience itself. So what do you choose? Right? Me? I pick human flourishing. What about you? And despite everything else, I still believe somewhat in humanity. So what say you? Because at the end of the day, nothing gets accomplished if too many individuals decide it doesn't. That being said, let's continue the music because this is good. Damn, hurt.
Justice for some, and false allegiance for one. Don't waste away. Sacrifice Delusion.
Oh, her voice. Her voice, it is definitely matured. That's amazing. That's great. Freaking, of course I'm gonna like it. It's Liliac. And they got my brain a cranking, even though my brain is cranking at the same time. Well, anyway, that being said, what do you think? Me? I enjoyed it so much. I had a spike of cognition doing thinky things. But you let me know in the comments down below. All right, you know what time it is. Be good. Be safe. Make your life for yourselves. Don't compromise safety and security for nobody and nothing. Death and disaster is only a second away. Do what you can today. And I'll see y'all in the next one. I am Badger7 Actual, the formerly homeless veteran. Blast Cat Badger out.